Thank you. Go ahead.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your friendly neighborhood man, J.14, Lady LP, the host.
Yeah. You know
DJ,
what it is.
DJ and for J. What up? How y'all feeling?
Oh,
I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling good?
I'm feeling fine.
It's early, mid-morning. We good. We live, man. We got a dope, incredible guest, man, that we're going to bring onto the show after the incredible theme. But y'all just tap in because the title for this segment is called From the Cage to the Page, y'all. So I want y'all to marinate on that. From the cage to the page. We got a dope-ass guest, y'all. So stay tuned, stay locked. And we'll be back in the tick with the Patio PolitiCz. Gonna drop that shit.
Let's get it.
We hope you stay a while, cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like, yeah. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. I said it's right for life. Come in with the shows that you like. We trying to be the best on the mic. DJ playing cuts that you like, yeah. It could be the start of your day, or maybe just the end of your night. But if you rock it with us, Patio PolitiCz is gonna do you right. Oh, cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life, yeah. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. We hope you stay a while.
Hope you stay a while, because if you don't, we coming for you, man.
Yeah.
It's the Patio PolitiCz, LP, the host, J5th, DJ and J, man. And without further ado, we like to bring on our special guest, my man Dee Stall. Man, get up on that mic. Don't be shy. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Get your Barry White on, brother. Let the ladies feel that, man.
Come in real slow and real smooth.
Yeah, there you go. So how you feeling, brother?
I'm all right, man. You know, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm happy.
Yeah.
And I'm just taking it all in. I don't know, man. I feel
All right, man. Let's now, before we started the show, man, just tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you from? Where you grew up?
So I came from Southern California, really just LA County. I lived so many places, bro. I lived in LA. I lived in Watts.
Mm-hmm.
I really developed who I am in Compton, you know, on the east side. And then I lived in Long Beach.
Shout out to the motherfucking east side, man.
And then I moved to Bellflower, you know what I'm saying? And so I lived all around, really, like from the 110 to the 605.
Damn.
You know, I moved around a lot, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm gonna tell you what I represent Compton.
Yeah, east side of Compton. So where did you stay at in Compton?
Right across the street from the swap meet.
How about you?
Ooh.
Right across the street.
Now when I was in Compton, I was off of 126 and Mona.
Yeah.
Between Mona and Wilmington.
By the train track.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So Compton is home base.
Yeah, that's probably what most of my friends, you know, as far as I got a lot of friends from different places, but it might be a little bit from here, a little bit from there, but that's
Mainly.
That's the big circle.
And what was it like for you growing up in, like, making that transition from going from spot to spot, living in LA, then going to Watts? Because it's all different.
I was the new kid so much, and the new kid, you get a lot of attention, right?
That shit fun.
I mean, it's fun. Like it spoiled me. It gave me a lot of attention, and then like every time I went somewhere, I got to just control the narrative, and I got to prove myself. So you can ask 5 different people about who I am, and they're gonna give you 5 different answers.
Damn.
Good answers or like just
Depends on who you ask.
Because that's what I was gonna say. What about even with the hood shit though, going from Watts in LA and
well, younger, like Watts, I was so young. I was like a little, can't even remember. And then when I went to Compton, that really that. My brothers got involved in that. Like my mom and them from Watts. You know, my mom, my step-pops, they from the Nickersons. And then when we went to Compton, it was like that's where I was coming in and learning. That's what I'm learning. Like even in the book, when in the early chapter, it's instilled. It was what was instilled in me was to know what side I was on before anything. Like CU, it's one part I talk about CUSD, Compton Unified School District. And my brothers is like, you know what this mean? I'm like, yeah, Compton Unified School District. And they was like, no. Like, what you meant? What you saying? No, he was like, it's Bompton Unified School District. I'm like, oh. So it was like that tell you like as far as the hood stuff.
And that was at a young age.
I was probably like 5.
And they teaching you that.
Like they was letting like get it right.
Yeah.
You know, these
Don't get it
my
twisted.
2 oldest brothers. So as far as the hood stuff, I mean that. But then, I mean, you know, I don't really know how to explain it with too much more. But yeah.
Did your big brother did you have a lot of crib homeboys, or did you have a few?
The person that my co-defendant, my right hand man, he's crip.
Yeah.
You know.
Was your brothers tripping about that?
Nah. I mean, we ain't. This ain't the 80s.
Yeah.
Know? So it's like people, you know. And I met him when I went to Bellflower because that's more of it's like 4 miles away from Compton, but it's really a lot of different people go from different places, different parts of LA and Washington, Compton. A lot of different. It's like a mixture of all places, of all people there. So you're gonna really get to connect with people that's not just in your section.
Got you. Got you.
It's
And
just like,
Bellflower is mainly Latino too, right? Or
I mean, nah, I can't even say that. It's like a mixture, bro. I can't even say. It's like Downey, Norwalk, you probably gonna get
all of that, yeah.
Message, are Latino, and then out in Bellflower, Lakewood, as you edge towards Long Beach, it's a little more mixed, you know. And even Long Beach, you know, you got like a bunch of whites, so it's just
The niggas is going over there now. You said co-defendant. So I want to rewind because then now we got where you from. Now you from Compton.
Right.
So now we can blame this on Compton. So you went to prison. You been in prison.
right. Yeah.
You said co-defendant. So then walk us through the prison.
I like that. We get into it earlier.
You want to go stay into the prison part?
Should we not?
Nah, hey, yeah, if you feel it.
Oh, I'm feeling like the people, you know, we got you here, you somebody. We know you somebody, but we also heard you say co-defendant. Now we want to know your dirty secret.
About the prison part. This prison alone, or how we got there?
You know, we want to know how you got there. We know.
I mean, yeah, it was, to be honest. Okay, the reason why I wrote this book is to show you there's a law against every human mistake in California. Yeah. Like car accident. You go to jail if the accident is just twisted the wrong, if the DA decides you want to prosecute it. So as far as getting there, the crime, when I say I felt like the time that I got it wasn't for that crime. It was like, it probably was for something else that I never got caught or convicted of, but it just happened to be with this ice cream crime. So basically we was out there, I was 18, I was going to Cerritos, I was playing football at Cerritos College. And I wasn't making any money, you know. I had all my time was just going into sports. It's practice, it's film study, and it's getting ready for the next week.
Strictly football.
That's it. That's all that I was focused on. But now we getting older, we getting grown. I got people that's dying, right? So now I'm carrying the gun with me, and then I also got people that I'm watching get money, and I'm just sitting there like I'm like a hybrid, like a college student
in the streets.
You scared of dying because the people around you are dying?
I felt like it was coming. I mean,
was you doing stuff in the streets for the
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I just want to know because like when people die around me, I don't carry a gun. I just be like, damn, not like okay.
So around this time, when the crime happened, I had like a little messed up car. So I got in a car accident. I had to get another car. We was just doing like doing little crimes, right? Around that time, everybody at my age was flocking to LA, right? So
you too?
No. I'm just agreeing with my brother. It was
okay.
It was like a trend at one point.
Yeah, it was a trend, right? For real, we not saying that was us.
Yeah.
You know?
I just wanted to just to be clear for the viewers.
But So like I said, some people when they pass big. They hitting up for 100. You got dudes 16 years old. I ain't gonna even say the name, but a dude from over there where you was talking about you lived at, on Mona, this nigga 16 years old with 2 foreigns, and like, but he like I'm just
know
like,
how to put that thing in gear.
yeah, I'm talking about. So anyways, it was like the struggle, right? We needed money. My step pops, he was just coming home from the feds. He had talk about that in the book too. He had served a lot of time. He was just coming home, and so it was the only money maker was my mama, right? And I'm trying my best. Like I know if I make it to the league, everything gonna be good. But that patience, man. Yeah. So basically, I'm gonna wrap this. I'm gonna bring it all together. So when I decided that this particular night, we had done so much, and we started to do it right. After a while, we started to know what to,
like how to maneuver.
Right.
Sure. Yeah, the skill.
So we was up on this particular day. We was up. This is April 20th. This is I don't smoke or nothing, but this is 4/20/2013. My crimey, Dijon, his little brother had a champagne party for his prom. So we was dressed. Everybody was dressed all nice and everything. Letting him having a little party before you go to prom. And I remember we was just riding around. But like I said, every time I was riding around at this point in time, I had a gun with me. On that night, it was like playing around. And I'm not gonna even lie. This crime, the actual crime that I got convicted for, imagine we was playing around. So we ride in the car and you see somebody like look at this punk right here. I should go take his stuff. And it was one of those. And well, we convicted of it now, so I can talk about it. We didn't do our time. I was like, nah. I'm talking my phone. I'm like, nah. We had another dude in the backseat. I ain't gonna say his name.
Yeah.
You know, he. So, anyways, he's not right no more. He's not good. So, anyways, the dude, my boy Dijon, he like, let's get this. I'm like, nah. And then I'm like, cause it was kind of like
y'all fucking around.
Yeah, we didn't need it, and it was like if we do, we just kind of like being bullies, to be honest. Yeah. And I was just like we was going. Then I was driving. I'm like, fuck it, come on. And then I'm like, don't take the gun though. Yeah. So he hopped out. Fake. He had his hands in his sweater in his pocket. Yeah. Hood on. No gun. He walk up on the dude. The dude was in the car. And he walk up on the dude. And I didn't really see. I was still in the car. And then so I hop off to like let's take his phone so you don't call the police and let's go. Yeah. So I hop out, but I had the gun in my hand. And he like, whatever. All I know is I told him to get the phone, and he told me, he's like, here, he gave him the phone or whatever. But I seen the dude. I heard the engine. Woo! Like he hitting the gas, but I don't know if he was in park or what. But his car didn't move. Woo! And I seen the dude, like Mexican dude, right, Hispanic dude, like shook. And I'm like, get this nigga phone and we out of here. Yeah. And so he grabbed his phone. Man, we gone. I don't know nothing about the law, but I know we didn't do nothing. Yeah. Like I just like some little money and then that dude phone. I don't know nothing about the law, but like I said, I just know we didn't really do the stuff. We didn't do what we could have or what like that was nothing, bro. It was like being bullies. So it was like, and we kept it pushing. We go to Long Beach Town Center, and we rapping. We just this is a couple hours later. We get pulled over. I see the police. I'm not worried about them if we get put over, about them worried about them getting us for the crime. I'm worried about them getting us for this gun. Yeah. So it's like I told you, somebody in the back seat. He had the gun. It's my gun. So I see the police on the island. They on the other side. They go in the opposite direction, but they can't just come straight at us. They flash a light at us, but I'm like, I could have just smashed, but they probably would have caught me. I'm like, let me just find out, because this is around Trayvon Martin situation. I'm like, they ain't finna smoke us. Let me go find a parking lot where there's a lot of witnesses. Right. So they flashlight at us, then I heard them hit their engine. Ooh, I'm like, throw the gun out. Like, all right, roll the window down. Cool, the gun gone. Pull over. Right, I got my license and everything. They pull us over. like a female. I can't say her name, but a female officer. She walked up to my side. She was just like, where you coming from? I'm like, oh, just the Long Beach Town Center. Just watching some movies and stuff. So she like, okay. She do some like her partner on the other side. She look at him like whatever it was like a signal, but it was so quick, like just how my shoulder just. It was like, and I see it, but I'm like whatever. So he put his gun out. So I'm like I told you, I checked my Martin situation and all this stuff. And I'm just like, all right, I got my license. They asked him who car is this and all this, so we give them all the information. Like, okay, yeah, step out. I'm like, yeah, I play football at the college over here. I'm trying to throw that at them. They like, yeah, I ain't got no tattoos or nothing. Like, I'm not on gang foul or nothing. So I'm just like, I know I can. Usually I get away with. Like I told you, I was like a hybrid, good boy, bad. Yeah. My mama told me that the bad was on our way to good. She told me that.
Damn.
Before, and
I gotta tell that to my daughter.
Yeah, she told me, and so when we tell her, and do more than just tell her. But
that's
so we
shit.
They pull us over, man, and they told me to get out the car. I've been pulled over before. I've been handcuffed before. I've never been to jail before. And they handcuffed me and stuff. They put me in the car by myself. They put the other two in the car. I'm like,
do they tell you why they handcuffing you at this point? Because this is just a traffic stop.
Right.
You won't.
I know they gonna search, but I'm just like whatever. Like ain't nothing in there.
But shit, that thing already gone. So you cool. Me? Yeah, you in there cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So he thought.
Yeah.
They go in that. Like, so whose gun is it? Like, gun. It wasn't even the dude that arrested. It was like some other dude. He like, whose gun is it? I'm like, gun. I ain't saying. I'm just like, gun. And he's like, okay. It's a white dude, white police. I see a Ziploc like that. Evidence gloves. They put out like this. I was like, I'm going to jail. I'm like, fuck, I'm finna go to jail. But I see a lot.
So it was that thing?
Yeah, it was.
So they went back and got it, or like?
All right, so so they do that. I'm like, I'm going to jail. I'm like, man, so I'm finna go to jail for this motherfucker. But I ain't say nothing. Well, I was in the car for myself. It wasn't even no police in the car. I'm like, man, go to jail for motherfucker. This fucking gun. I told this nigga to throw it out like, all right. I know so many people that go to jail for guns.
Yeah.
9 months.
Yeah.
First time.
Right.
Probation or something. Yep. Oh, yeah. All right. When I see him, it's on.
Yeah.
Where y'all get the gun at anyway? That gun under my seat. I tell him to throw it out the window. This nigga slide the gun under my seat. At my feet. So that's why when I told you she gave him a signal, I learned this in trial that signal was alerting him that I had a fire.
Dangerous.
Yeah, I had a gun.
A firearm, yeah.
Oh, shit.
I don't even know because I'm not looking down. Like I'm looking like
this nigga right here.
The whole time you thinking you solid.
So, and I don't even think my crime Dijon knew. Like he just was like,
he was scared, that dude in the back.
What was he?
He can't hang with us no more.
Yeah.
Damn.
So they do that. I'm like, but it's
Yeah.
it's a gun. Like I told y'all. Then let me tell you how stupid we is. They come out the passenger side with a cell phone. I told him to take the cell phone.
Oh, fuck.
That the dude ended up. So the victim, he ended up going finding the phone and reporting it, and finding some phone to call the police, reporting it, and as he do that, now it's they looking for us.
Yeah.
They see us, but it's a couple hours later. Like I told you, we had been gone and just had a chill night. We was dressed up and everything. So they get us on that with the cell phone that link us. Now they tell me to stand in front of the car, and it's a flashlight. It's a flashlight, and a big old light just in front of my face. I'm like, all right, like they knew it was no mask or nothing. Like I told y'all, it was something that we didn't think that we had to really. We didn't have to go. It was just like give me this type of stuff. It wasn't no like we finna do this. We finna go.
Yeah.
Man, so that happened, and like I said, the small, like not knowing the law, thinking that just because this is every day to us. Thinking that this is thinking that this is just something that's so small. What's small to us, it matters to the people that didn't grow up in this.
Yeah,
you know what
real
I'm saying?
shit.
Fist fights. You know what I'm saying? They have fights, but it's not fist fights. They fight in them courtrooms and they fight with them lawyers. So yeah, they connected us. They linked us with that. We go to.
So it's like killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah. So we go right here. Next door, y'all know. So I just heard. Next door is a police station. It's a sheriff's station, LA sheriff's station that I was held in.
What?
The park where I parked that, literally like about 10 feet away on that other side of that gate, is where they drove us to.
Oh shit! I know when you put up, you was like, these motherfucking patio politics, motherfucker.
I was just like, ain't this something?
Scamming ass nigga.
Goddamn you, Jasmine.
Let me find out.
Damn. Hey man, we gonna take a break, man. We got more with our brother Dee Stall, man. This shit was getting interesting.
Yes, sir.
I'm in it like a movie, man.
We waiting to see what happened in prison.
Yes. LP the host, J Fifth, Dee Stall,
sir.
DJ Infant J, man. We're gonna take a quick break. Yes, sir.
All smiles, no trouble. If you rollin' with me, ain't no nigga like me. I'ma show you, baby. I'ma make you mine. All smiles, no trouble. If you rollin' with me,
You trust me? Come here. I want to help you ease your anxiety if you allow me to. I think it's magical how kisses slow down time. I can make your spirit move at the pace of the earth when your lips meet mine. Life is so much better when you slow down. We so in a rush just to go nowhere when the best place to be is right here. Making a positive out of all the negatives.
Yeah, we back. It's LP the host. I got my boy J Fifth, DJ Infant J, and we sitting right here with my boy Dee Stall. Come on, y'all.
Man. So go ahead.
Yeah, we was getting deep. We went
to a commercial break. Shit, we out the commercial now.
So we ready for it. We still ready for it. We talking about prison and all of that.
Okay. I mean, prison came down the line. So we going through this timeline, and we left off police station,
which is we gonna say right around the corner from the compound, y'all.
Yeah.
Ain't that something?
Right here, man. But I ride by a lot. So I go in there. So look, I'm in the back seat. I'm by myself. Like I told you, they was in a separate car, a separate police car. As I'm in my car, he like so you know you go. The other guy, another police coming. Like, so you know you're going to jail, right? He sound like the dude on Menace to Society.
You know you done fucked up.
You know you fucked up, right?
You know you done fucked up.
I'm like, I mean, I knew I was going to go spend a day or two in jail.
Yeah.
I think it was a Thursday. No, it's Friday. I knew I was going to spend the weekend, but I really wasn't tripping. Like, I had heard so many stories, and I was in the streets, and like, I was healthy. I was prepared. I knew I was ready to fight.
I was healthy.
Yeah.
Come on.
I was in the streets too, so I knew that the niggas that's always in and out of jail, I know how they living. They not always healthy. Like I knew, like I was ready, and I knew that because of what I was doing, I felt myself slipping. To be honest, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I felt myself slipping from losing my focus. And just doing more and more street stuff. And I told myself, I had already mentally prepared myself, like, yeah, you know, and the homies is telling me like, yeah, you know, in jail, this is what happens. And it's LA, you know, I mean, I know everybody in here done heard stories about LA County jail. You finna be squabbling.
As soon as you walk in.
Right. So I was like, all right, some fights. So I'm good. I'm gonna go right here, beat some niggas up. I might lose, but they gonna know. Right?
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna get. So now I told myself I'm gonna get my name. Now I'm really finna push and get my name up there now.
Yeah.
Like it ain't finna just be no more DeAndre. Oh yeah, that's the homie. Yeah, he be playing football and stuff. Like yeah, like yeah.
I'll be the man now.
I mean, and I have been from the neighborhood for so long. It's just like they knew, like they kind of protected me. But like I said, my mindset was like when that happened, I was like, all right, I'm finna just. But I'll be out.
Yeah.
Go back to class on Monday. I'll probably miss Monday. Go to class on Tuesday. No such thing.
So what was that like when they? So we talking about you going into booking now, right?
Yeah, I'm about to. But before, it's one key part that I want to say is that, like I said, I didn't know the law or nothing, but I knew people was little going to jail and getting out for these type of crimes. So, anyways, on my way there, they talking about, yo, you probably gonna do about 10 years. I'm like, 10 years for a gun? For a little? Nah, y'all crazy. Like, I'm telling the police, like, y'all stupid. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Yeah. I get here, and my crime said the same thing. He like, hey, they talking about we gonna do it 10 years. Then he started making up all type of stuff. Yeah, we gonna get a year for every bullet. And we do one in the head.
I was hearing that about the bullets too. Like it's a year per bullet.
So I'm like, y'all stupid. Like, no. I just remember that first night, it kind of went by like it was probably already 2:30 in the morning, so it was time to go to sleep. But dudes coming in, they drunk, they gonna, you know what I'm saying, just hold the holding cell part. They didn't even give us our actual little cells yet. So this part, it was kind of like, it's not that exciting. It was just a little. I was just by myself. After we was with everybody. I used the bathroom. It was some messing dude. He was drunk. He was like all like next to him, like back out. Like, nah, watch out. Like, I'm ready. Like, I'm just like, I'm ready. I'm gonna prove myself. Like, that's my. So then I heard him like the messenger. He was like, man, are you the driver? Man, I heard y'all did like some crazy. He didn't. What was it? He referred a movie. Like, he was like, y'all did some such and such, whatever the movie was. Y'all did some shit. I was like, us? He was like, yeah. Nah, you got the wrong. But this is how they hype it up when they trying to convict you. I don't know none of this stuff. So I'm gonna make the weekend. I was by myself. They split us all up. The other dude that put the gun, he got out.
Clearly,
he wasn't identified. You know, he wasn't identified, so he didn't have to snitch. But putting the gun under the seat, he like that cleared him from the gun, and then he didn't get identified because he didn't get out the car for the robbery. So the dude identified me and my boy, and bam. So we stayed. The other dude got out. When I went to get my phone calls, yeah, remember that? So I did my phone calls. I called everybody in the world to avoid calling my mama. I called one of my I called my old girlfriend, right? Destiny. I called her. She was my friend. Like, we was always cool, even when we wasn't together. I'm like, damn, I called her. I know she ain't got no money on the phone. I know my mama got money on the phone because my brother and them is there. So I'm like, man, I'm trying to call everybody. I called my sister Nene. I called everybody. I'm like, what? I'm not trying to call my mama. Like, all right, Starworth, you got about 3 more minutes. Ain't nobody answer. When I tell you, like, I don't let tough prove myself. I'm talking about, man, I can't explain it. Worst feeling in the world is disappointment. I'd rather get my mama mad, annoy her. I'd rather do anything but to disappoint her.
Yeah.
Because it was like, it was high upside and then like high ceiling, low floor. And it was so much potential. And but like I said, I felt myself slipping. I know she saw it coming. And she was just like, I called. She got the money on the phone. She like, what did you do? And I promise, I was just, you talking about a tear coming out? I'm like, I can't say. I mean, she knows,
right?
But I'm like, nothing. Like my voice went from, I went to I shrunk like nothing.
Yeah, you talking to Mom Dukes,
man. and I'm the youngest out of five sons, right?
Ooh-wee.
And I was like, when I told you they shelter me and all, like everybody like they tried their best. And she was like a real good mother, especially given the situation. She is a good mother, good person. If you ask, my mama got a good reputation just for raising her sons, especially the way she raised me, because she had learned from all her mistakes of raising the older kids.
Shout out to mom.
Yeah, shout out to mom.
Man. So I hope nobody had to experience that. I hope nobody had to experience calling their mother. I hope no mother, and I hope that's why I wrote this. I hope no mother had to experience hearing a child, son or daughter, whoever, nephew, niece, call them with that news. Like, you don't got to say nothing because the operator is like, you have a collect card. So it ain't like I got to say I'm in jail. She know the deal.
What did you do?
Man, I'm talking about. So anyways, that got me. I'm by myself. I slept. I didn't know how to work this. I survived off milk that whole weekend. Like, that's all they had a little milk cart and they slide some food. I slide it back under the door. Like, what is this? I probably lost 7 pounds that weekend. I'm just like, I wake up the first night. I'm thinking I'm finna go use the bathroom like I'm at home, and then it like I'm in jail. Anyways, that fucked me up. So I go to court. Monday I go to court. They talking about y'all gonna be released on OR, right? So we gonna be released without having to bail out, and they gonna trust us to come back to court to show up to our court dates. I'm like, the first thing that the lawyer said, he came to see my boy, and he like, all right, man. So they offering you 12 years. If I was you, I'd take it. I said, I'm in the background. I'm in the background. I'm like, whoa.
So you heard him?
Yeah, we was right there in the thing. I'm like, I forgot they called it little chambers. I'm back there. I'm like, you better not. So he get on. My lawyer come up in there. Like, all right, man. So you're looking at 12, 13, or 15 years. Take this. They offering you 12. He said they offering you 12. Take this 12 and go on and do your time and come on.
Oh, just like that.
You fired. Fuck you talking about? Get out of my face.
You fucking fired.
Right? He also said your bail is $100,000. Like, bail? What about OR? And he like, no, they're not gonna release y'all. This is a very dangerous crime. I'm like, we took
a cell phone.
Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, what y'all think we did? Y'all got us confused with somebody else.
Yeah.
Man, we get in the courtroom. I'm in there like, I see we got a bunch of support in the courtroom. I was just like, nah, I'm real hard. Handcuffs and stuff. So we go up in there and they like, bail set $100,000. Yeah, remaining these suspects, take them to the county. Now they take us from the station to the downtown. The big boys.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, what the I'm like, all right. So we on the bus, we go down there. My crime he talking to the Mexican dude. I'm like, I'll talk to them. We tough in here. I'll talk to them. And then, but he like,
yeah.
So, and then he got into it with somebody though. He ended up getting into it with that same dude I told him don't talk to.
That's crazy.
What?
Get off the bus. Ooh. I'm like, shit. We like,
told you.
Nigga. Soon he think we finna. I ain't saying that he ain't know I was with him. Like, yeah, we finna serve this. So, we go down there. The process is so long, man. So I'm gonna just skip past all that process. It's so long. They ask you all these questions. You in the gang? Nope, I'm not in the gang. You got tattoos? No, I ain't got no tattoos. Sex stuff and diseases and just a bunch of screening. Then they house you. They house you when you go in there. First all right. So look, bail was $100,000. I know I'm not bailing out. I don't have no $100,000. I've been coming up on a little money committing crimes, but I ain't been coming up on that.
Yeah.
That type of money.
Right. What I don't know is it's only 10%. I know simple math.
Yeah.
10,000.
10 racks, yeah.
Right. Also, you can do that in payments. Oh, we might got some type of action. I didn't know this because when my crime he called his people, yeah, they finna bail me out. I call mama so fast, man, he getting bailed out. You gonna bail me out? She like, boy, we gonna bail you out too. I'm like, I love my mama, boy, I promise you.
Yeah.
I didn't even know she had this money, right?
Yeah.
So, she, we in the holding thing. We do that. We spend the first night in jail. The next morning, they're like, all right, if I call your name on this list, you going to Wayside. If I call your name on this list, you staying here. If I call your name on this list, you get released. They do the release guys first. His last name started with a B. He one of the first dudes they call. He out of there. He ain't even look back, give me a handshake. I'm like, well, I'm seeing him in a minute. But they like, follow the red line, go to the release place. He go. I'm trying to look. They're like, yeah, get back in here. Watch out. I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, y'all gonna say my name in a minute. I'm right there at the door. Like, yeah. My last name is Stallworth. They pass up the S's. They at the T's.
At the T's.
W's.
They passed up the S.
I'm like, y'all skip somebody. Like
mama, wait a
Damn.
minute.
they're like, yeah, get back. Like, so anyway, they said Wayside, Stallworth. Man, hold on, you get your ass in line. So I'm like, all right. They like, so now the niggas around me is a bunch of different people. They like, you ready for this Wayside? Like, yeah, you ready, niggas? You ready to catch your squabbles? I'm like, I was. Like, when I told you, I came in ready. But then after all of this, I'm like, I'm gonna be stuck here?
Yeah, your whole head is fucked.
My mama says bailing me out too. Like, what happened? Like, man, what the fuck? Damn. My bail, I went to a different bail bondsman. It took a little longer to process. He only did like 2 days. I did 6 days. Mm-hmm. Well, no, he did a day downtown plus the days we did in the station. Mm-hmm. But total I did like 6 days and I'm in LA County. You know, this is the big leagues of jail. I don't care. Ain't no prison.
Yeah, they say like
harder than LA County.
Yeah.
Ain't no prison in the state harder. And ain't no, yeah. So I go to Wayside. When I come in, it's so degrading, first of all, that process of just that going, anytime you go into a new building or whatever, like that process is so degrading, some stuff I never have been through. I'm hot. Like, I'm just, anyways, I'm gone. Mm-hmm. Like, mentally. So I ended up going to my left is a line of black dudes. To my right is a line of Mexicans and whites. So the black, I know I gotta go to the blacks. I go through the black line. It was like a Soul Train line. Just walk in with my little mattress, and then you get to the end of it like you a Crip or Blood. Then I tell them what I am. Then they like, all right, you go right here. Then it's some big dude from Pueblos, and he like, yeah, so homie, that's the rules. I'm like, I'm really in this. Damn. Right. I'm like, he like, so don't go on them tables and don't right there. And oh yeah, we bust down. Ooh. Bust down. That's workout, right? Like, yeah, I'm like, all right, I'll do that all the time. So I know one thing I'm gonna be good at in this motherfucker. Yeah. So I'm like, so I got enemies through my gang ties from every porch. It's not the 80s, like I said, it's not Crip Blood. It's like your next door neighbor. So I'm like, man, I hope these niggas like, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't that scared. Like for them, I was like ready, but like it's the unknown factor. Yeah, that makes it, yeah. Like, and I don't know who's gonna be. So, and then they're using different words. You a Damu, you a Kiwi. I don't know the word Damu. Excuse me, sir, what is a Kiwi? Like, you a homie or you a Crip? I'm like, well, I'm not a Crip. Like, are you a homie? Like, where you from? I don't even know.
I don't even know you like that. But
he's like, yeah, I'm from PDL. I'm like, okay, so I'm guessing the homies are like it's not just like your hood like no more. It is on the
streets. Yeah, it's different.
It's like, I'm like, all right. So all right, so they talking about let's work out. So we work out. I'm killing them in the workout. They like, man, you do this a lot. I'm like, yeah, I work out a lot. So I just do that. They're like, all right. They was just, I don't know, like my body was like yeah, like let me show these niggas. In my mind, I was like, I was. I don't know. Watching him leave, my crimey leave, and just being out.
Yeah, you was fucked
what
up.
What the fuck? Now dude telling me how to work the store. I'm like, man, mommy, I ain't done me out.
Right.
How long? I'm like, can y'all get that money that I got under my just put it on my books? And then she's like, boy. She don't even call my name. She just, boy. You gon'. So then, I didn't go to sleep. Mm-hmm. And then I remember just walking up to the mess. I was like, I smelled the food. They was making spreads and stuff. Mm-hmm. I hadn't smelled seasons and spices since I had been in jail. I've been smelling that regular food. So when I smelled it, I'm like, what can I asked the messenger, what can I trade to get that? They looked at me like, nigga, if you don't get some, like,
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I don't know nothing.
Yeah, the protocol.
Man, like, we don't talk to them. One nigga, like, yeah, like, it was just crazy. But I didn't even have no fights for that little. I think I was over there for like 2 days. I didn't go to sleep because it was so much movement at night. It was so many people just like up and smokers and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know. I watched so many movies. I don't know. And then they was like, it's like 3 in the morning. It's just like they're hitting the bars. Ding, 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 ding. Starworth. And like, you going home. Man, they're like, get your stuff, roll your mat up. Oh. Excuse me.
Gotta go. That's the way to be.
They drove me downtown, and then I ended up getting released. But like I said, having to face my mama, whew, yeah, that was treacherous, man. But now, like, my mama trying to call, like, so I got my step pops, then I got my real pops. She called my real pops. Like, I'm like, bro, you might as well go. Like, they already know the deal. They already know. My mama, she's just like, damn, man, she know too. But she's just like, she's still trying. I was just like, it is like, with you, nigga, you can't tell me nothing. And like, this is what it's gonna be. But I'm gonna fight this till I can't fight no more. All the little money I had, spent that on lawyer. We had, like I told you, I fired the dude that told me to take the 12 years. Like, but my step pops, he know the law. Like I said, he had just got out. He had a 10-year sentence. He got snitched on by a very popular snitch right now. He's popular on all these podcasts and stuff. But like in the last couple of days, he's been blowing up. But anyway,
is he a blood or a Crip?
He used to be a Pyro.
Okay, I know you talking about. I just seen the interview with him last night. Yeah, I know you talking. Okay, wow, that's heavy.
My step-pops is a part of
I'm gonna need that on the break.
That's
it's
crazy.
In the book. I didn't say his real name. I kind of like adjusted it, but so, anyways, he was just like he knew like that time is my step-pop. He did a total of 25 years in prison or jail or in the system. So he knew like
you gonna do some time.
Yeah, it's once he really gathered all the facts, and it was like open and shut. They got the phone, they got the gun, and I'm just still like just lost with hope, like the little bit of hope I'm talking about.
Like, nigga, can we go?
Damn.
So now I'm
so you still had trial now?
Yeah. So I was on bail. That was in May. That was late April. And then to May and whatever. I stayed in the house for a good month. I didn't come back outside. I stayed in the house on May. I went back outside June, Hood Day. And that's when I kind of like, all right, if I'm really gonna do some time. I remember I had read Tookie Williams' book when I was in high school. Blue Rage, Black Redemption. And he talked about if I was gonna be the Crip, I was gonna be known as the hardest, toughest, roughest Crip, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I'm gonna do some time, because I know that these niggas gonna be calling and tapping in. So as soon as you go in the jail, you tell them who you are, they gonna call in and tap in about you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm finna go solidify this name. I had already, like around that time, to be honest, my name was probably the most popular name in my neighborhood at that time for the last year or so.
So let me get this straight. This was after you got out. You was like, I'm on
bail. I was like, I stayed in the house for about a month.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, if I'm really gonna go do some time, I'm about to they gonna put full-fledged respect on this name. And from there, I gotta get some. I end up linking with one of my boys, Ocho, from the mall. Shout out Ocho.
Shout out to Ocho, man.
Ocho.
He put me on some money. This little money thing we was doing, and so I was getting some money. And then I'm just like, I'm on bail. And I'm just like, I was running around like the neighborhood, and yeah, that was my time. You know, everybody had a time, and it don't last long, but when it was my time, it was my time. I did it right. I had my stepfather, like I told you, I learned from older people, so I kind of I didn't learn from the homies that was like 4 or 5, 6 years older than me. I kind of skipped the generation. I learned from like my parents' age. Like I said,
OGs.
They tried to shelter me, but by sheltering me, keeping me away from them, I was around them so much.
Yeah,
I'm getting all y'all knowledge. Y'all really, I'm getting what y'all got.
So you ain't into the petty shit. You was into like,
right?
Yeah.
As far as just knowing how to politic, right?
Yeah.
That part.
Man, I even took. So now I I'm doing the most. I got paperwork. These is real G's from I'm talking about G's. I got paperwork. I'm from the 90s. I'm bringing paperwork like, yeah. So you said this, and you said such and such shot with you, and these niggas is known killers. I'm talking about like the dude, them from them years, from the 90s, and you know, with the big record label that, right? I was exposed to some of them. They looking at me like what? Then the homie mama like, yeah, you know, they looking such and such looking for you over there. Wait, he looking for me? All right, like I told you, I was really trying to prove that, like, I'm gonna get. And then I was saving my money, like I told you, my homie Ocho, he was putting me on that money, and we was Ocho, Demon, and Lil Timmy, and we was getting our money, and I was saving that money, right? So I was really preparing myself to go do this bid. Yeah. Like I told you, he said I was gonna do 12, 13, or 15. I remember my mama. I was with my boy Dijon. I was with him, and I remember one day she was like, I knew my life was over. Like I felt like I was dying. Like I was preparing to die, bro. Yeah. Because it's not necessarily death, but it's like life as you know it is over.
Yeah. So at this point, you was retired from football. Football is done at this.
Look, I'm gonna tell you how it's cold. I was really. One homie said that. He said, the homie, yes, he said, that football shit over with. Somebody told me that he said that. I hit him. I was like, nah, football shit ain't over with. Got me fucked up. So I went from Cerritos. We had smacked Fullerton the year before. We beat them by like 50. I started going to Fullerton, balling up there. Bob Sanders, Super Bowl champion, defensive back for the Colts. He ended up being one of the coaches for my position. I played DB, right? I was secondary.
Okay.
So I was trying to be Deion Sanders, Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
Right.
Shout out to all the DBs.
Yeah. Shout out to the DBs.
So I was like, when I seen him, I was like, "You're my coach, bro."
Yeah.
And so I was trying to go back into football, but I'm telling you, I was like.
You was too deep.
But I didn't even start the season with them, but I went through the whole summer with them. Yeah. Got my, every time I went to a new team, I got my respect. I was good.
So hold up, you was no, go ahead.
Wait, let's save it, because we got to take one more break.
Yeah.
We got the football stuff, so this is the Patio PolitiCz.
It's a goddamn movie, man.
Look, we be right back.
How much time we got?
My mom passed away when I was 14. So I ended up getting like 4 other moms, and I took from each one, and as I saw their characters, it taught me how to grow into a woman.
The biggest obstacle and challenge that I faced along the way is self-sabotage.
I'm constantly growing. I've made mistakes. I've made things that I've had to go back and correct. That's all part of the process.
Because of my dark skin and my thick thighs and my big booty. For a long time, I fed into what Hollywood or America said that I wasn't.
I hate people say that you're not gonna do that, you're not gonna be able to make it, you're not good enough. That inspires me.
I really follow the cats in the game that stick to code, ethic, just morals.
I like to humble myself in front of people to show them that it can be done.
What I feel that sets me aside is having God by my side, because He is the one that makes me unique, and He is the one that gives me the strength in order to make myself seem unique.
My name is Thomas Sheldon. I'm a local reporter and ex-private investigator. I've covered many stories, but nothing as intriguing as this. Where there's more law, there's less justice. If we have never known justice, how can we ever relish in peace? If the lawmakers in the streets cease to be just, who will be the judge and jurors of them? I've wondered. And then there was the council.
DJ
For you,
FNJ,
LP.
you know I like that. LP the host, yes, come on, you know I like that.
That motherfucker.
J5TH, keep it going with my mic go. All right, come on, we right here, we back with it with Dee Stall. What's the deal,
Dee
y'all?
Stall.
Dee Stall.
All right.
We've been getting deep, we've been staying deep.
It sounds like some movie shit, man. That's what you need to be thinking about doing.
That's what we was thinking about, man.
But damn.
I mean, I didn't, to be honest, telling it and just hearing, like, seeing y'all reaction, it's just like, damn, it's like that interesting.
Man, not shit, man, because you only see shit like that on movies. So to actually be talking to somebody who actually been through that whole process, it's like,
right. I never been. I know they all been. I ain't never.
No, I ain't never been.
On top of that, too, Dee Stall,
I've been on TV.
I say perspective.
TV jail.
I say perspective is important too, though.
Right. Definitely.
Us and everybody else that's listening, hearing that perspective of your life too, kind of guide people and give people an understanding of what you went through and what some people they might that they know might be going through as well.
Right. Yeah. You know,
because people really don't know. Like I was telling you earlier, like when I was interviewing people from jail, like it's really like, that happens in there. Like what? Corrupt. What? Like,
and that, you know, that's my attention grabber. You know, but it's so many different other things. I really want people to understand that the jail part is my attention grabber. So I'm using that because I know that it'll get people attention. But really what I want people to understand is just that don't judge the people that's going through. Like I told you, I was taught what side I was on when I was 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
This is something that, it's not something like I grew up and then like, well, yeah, let me go ahead.
I chose to do.
Yeah.
Even for the people that, it's just like we be so trapped in that mind. And anybody that's going through something, that's going through anything, I don't care if it's a sickness, it's a disease, if it's loneliness, if it's a heartbreak, just got out of a relationship, just reach out. I mean, just send some type of love, some type of support. That stuff matters, man. I hit people up all the time, random people. I ain't talked to in 15 years. Like, hope you're doing good, man. I see. Don't let somebody post something.
Yeah.
Like, man, you gonna be like, hit me up whenever. And then I say that, I know you're probably not gonna do it. So I reach out to them 2 weeks later, checking in with you. You good?
See, that's love. That's how it's supposed to be. Now, when you was locked up, did you have that?
We gonna get there.
Yeah. That's what I want to know.
We're gonna get there. I'm gonna push through so we can get to that point.
Okay.
Okay. So I wanted to also say, like I told you, I've never been to jail before. I went to Fullerton and everything. I was one day I had a court date for the car accident for an insurance ticket. And I come back home when I go to my mama's house, my mama's apartment. When I had a girl with me, and I'm like, we finna go upstairs, but I seen my sister car kind of parked off. She don't live there. And she usually come and drop my niece off. So I'm like, my niece might be in my room, so let me go upstairs and check real quick. And then I seen one of my enemies, this nigga walking past the house. Her car windows 10. I'm like, hold on, don't open the door for the lights on. Cause I'm like, let me see what this nigga doing. He didn't know he was walking to the store, and then he was on the car and he kept pushing. So I go upstairs. When I go upstairs, my mama neat as, I'm talking about neat, like a maid. When I go in there, the house tore up. My mama sitting in the chair. She didn't even look at me. Her homegirl in there, or her coworker, I heard her name, the lady name, but I never seen her before. I'm like, who is you? Like, what y'all? And my mama just like, her head down. She looked up. I never seen my mama cry unless we was at a funeral. And she had tears in her eyes. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? They came looking for you. Oh, I'm finna go kill this nigga. Like, what? They came looking for me?
So that was him that you seen come, that was around here.
Right. And this nigga, he was demanding their section. I'm like, oh, it's a wrap. He through.
Okay. And
so he fucked up the house. He came in the house.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
There's a paper right there. It's a search warrant. I told you I had done so much stuff.
Oh shit! So the cops came.
She's like, they came looking for you. I'm like, they came looking for me. I don't see my name on the paper. Like, you sure they came looking for me? She's like, yeah, they came looking for me. You the only one out here in the streets. I'm like, this about a. Yeah. So I go in the room. I'm like, well, I ain't going to jail, so I'm sorry. She like, you gotta turn yourself in. Lady, I love you. You can go ahead and forget about that. You can go and forget about it. My court date was in the morning for the case. I'm like, I ain't going to court. I call my crime. I'm like, meet me over here. I'm like, look, tell your lawyer to blame everything on me. I'm out of here. You ain't gonna hear from me again. I was like on some. I'm gone. And I was ready to go. Like I'm holding court in the streets. They not taking me to jail again. So then, somebody that we know had just had a shootout like 2 months before. Rest in peace. My boy Stain from 7th Street. He ended up having a shootout with the police. And so that kind of even influenced me more. Like they really ain't gonna take me to jail.
Yeah.
So this, what year was it? 2013. As we go throughout that night, I made a post like, man, my life over with. Like I was just crazy. And then a girl hit me up, a girl Star, and I'm bringing her name up because it serves relevance later on. So she hit me up. She was like, "What's up? Like, what's going on?" So she's like, "I got a apartment in like in the Mojave, like California City or somewhere like past Lancaster somewhere." I'm like, "Cool, all right." And then I told my boy like, "Taylor, it's all on me." He like, "All right." Like, he ain't say that, but he's like, "Nah, I can't say that." But our goodbye was like, "All right, like I'm gonna see you whenever." My mama called probably like 4 a.m. like, "Your lawyer said that they don't have a warrant out for you, so they're not gonna come." Like I'm like, will my mama lie? Like will my mama like? So now I'm really thinking like, my mama, I ain't gonna, my brother's gonna hate me for this. I'm her favorite son. She ain't gonna do this. She ain't gonna set me up.
Not her baby.
So I called the lawyer. I'm like, "Man, do they got a warrant?" He like, "Nah." I'm like, "You know you paid, right?" So he like, "Man," he like, "They ain't got no warrant out for you." I'm like, "What?" He like, "They just wanted you for questioning." I'm like, "All right, whatever." So I end up going to court. I cancel my plans on leaving. Right? I go to court. They don't come. This is October 20. No, this is like in the beginning of October. We had another court date like October 28th. So we go to October 28th. So we go to the other first court date. Nothing happened. All right, cool. Normal program. October 28th court date come around. Here they come. We was in court in Norwalk. They come. Here come Compton Sheriff. I knew he was coming for me. You couldn't. It was 1 million people in there. I knew. I looked at my. Because we was just going to court pushing the date back. So it ain't like we had everybody in there with us starting trial.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, this nigga, he here for me, fool. And the door right here, I'm like, I could go, but I'm in the courthouse. They gonna catch me. And then he walked to the bailiff. The sheriff, he walked with his vest on, his Compton Sheriff thing. He walked to the bailiff. He like, say something. He whisper to the judge, look at me. All right. Fuck, I ain't got no gun with me or nothing. They can take me. He like, come here. So we want to just have you. You ain't arrested. We just got some questions for you. I'm like, I'm not arrested? They're like, nah. I'm like, cool. He like, turn around. No, I'm gonna handcuff you. I'm like, you just said I wasn't arrested.
Fuck? Right.
Yeah.
He'd handcuff me. He walked me, but I really wasn't arrested. I'm gonna tell you what he did. He walked to the judge, said, "Oh, we gonna revoke his bail." He said, "No." I said, "You said I wasn't arrested." He said, "He's not arrested, Judge. They just want to question him." And then the judge is like, "So you're telling me he's not arrested?" He's like, "No." He's like, "Okay, well your bail still stands." Like, all right, cool. Bam, I go to Compton, to the station, Linwood Station. Yeah, right. As soon as I went in there, I'm like, he's like, "Give me your belongings, your little whatever I have, my wallet and all that." And he was just like, "Yeah." They said, "You're I gotta hold you because the sergeant said I gotta just keep you here." Yeah. They booked me. I've been to jail twice. No, I'm a criminal. I'm a jailbird. Shit.
Yeah.
Like, but it wasn't as bad as the first experience. I was just in there again by myself, waiting, process, whatever. And then the sergeant came in later on that day. He like, so what happened? I'm like, what happened with what? He's like, yeah, we had a guy in a red beanie and had a gun. We searched the house. They didn't find the gun. They didn't find the beanie or nothing. I'm like, what are you talking about? I really like, no, I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, it was you. We got your license plate. We got pictures of you, man. I know you did it. I'm like, am I under arrest, sir? Because y'all never read my rights. He's like, oh, yeah. So you have the right to remain silent. And that's what I choose to do. And then so he's just like, have fun in jail. So they take me. They released me, though. They really, like, immediately, like, the next 2 days. They took me downtown, then I got released the next day. Because it was like,
yeah, they didn't really have nothing.
They didn't have nothing, bro. Yeah, long story short. So I'm on bail. Like I said, I was just getting my money with my boy. that football Fullerton, it fell off. I was focused on this, defending myself, and I was just preparing myself. I ended up going to trial. He put up a little fight, you know. He put up a little fight. It was a week-long trial. February. When Wayne's birthday? February 17th. It was the Monday after that, so I think it was February 19th. We started trial. So we go we started on February 17th. February 24th, the day they read back the verdict. And I remember when they read the verdict, I mean, we can go throughout the trial, but it's just, they had us, they was winning. Like, they was winning that whole trial. But he tried to fight. It's like Deontay Wilder and Fury. He tried to, like, we got a couple of them, but they had us. They told us that if they convict us, they gonna give us 30 days to turn ourselves in. That's what they think. I ain't turning nothing, man. February 24th, they come back. They like, all right, we got the verdict. It was a Monday. Everybody there. I had everybody there. And they was like, it's a recess. It was like 11 o'clock. They had one on lunch break. We went to Denny's. I'm like, let's go eat. Sitting there, wait for this verdict. And I'm trying to eat. And like, so let's say I got, this is my spoon. And I'm trying, my arm, like, it was like, I had never been so nervous or anxious. It was like, I could not eat. My mouth, when food finally, it was shrimp and steak, I remember, and the food finally reached my mouth, I couldn't chew. It was like, and then they was like, what's wrong? I was like,
a nervous breakdown.
Man, it felt like I was just so full, like.
Yeah.
And then, when we go there, they're like, all right, stand up, it's your name, I'm present, blah, blah, blah. And then, it's like, it's just reliving this. It's crazy. So they was like, my mama behind me, my step pops, and it's just like on count one, which is the gun, guilty, and then the robbery. It's like guilty, special. That's the 2 years. So, anyways, I'm gonna tell y'all this: the robbery carried 2, 3, and 5. The second degree robbery. The 10 years came from the gun. 10-year mandatory minimum gun enhancement at that time. Mandatory minimum. 10, 20, or 25 to life. That's what the gun, using a gun in a robbery. If you just have it, then it's 10 years. If you hit somebody with it, it's 20 years. If you shoot somebody, it's 20 years. If you kill somebody, it's 25 to life. On top of whatever your main charge is. Now mind you, I told y'all, all I did was my boy, he hopped out with the fake gun.
Yeah.
I hop out and just like just there. This dude in trial, they like, yeah, you put a gun to someone's head.
Oh yeah, he added.
I'm not even gonna say what the victim said because I don't know. I don't want no more trouble. But
yeah.
But this is what everybody, they like, yeah, you put a gun to somebody's head. Like, I'll pistol with him. I'm like, no. But he even said like he didn't get hurt or nothing, so that kind of helped. He like, yeah, nothing. He just like we grabbed him and put him out the car, and I'm like, I see what they hype it up because they need it. Like
they need that.
They playing a game, and this is a foreign language to me. This is a law.
Yeah.
They speaking in English words, but this is a foreign language. And I'm just like, I'm learning. And I remember I had a pen and paper and I was just writing stuff like God, family, football, hope, faith. I was just like, and then he was like, if you got something you can think of, just write it. I'm like, I don't. But we presented ourselves in court well. We wasn't in there like slouched or nothing. We was in there. We took we every time they asked us to speak, which is just to say present. We didn't get on stand or nothing. We didn't snitch on each other. It was just like present. Like, you know, we was talking like men. We wasn't in there like no little punks. You know, we took it. And then when they said guilty,
it was a whole different beast, huh?
It was like, remember I told you I hadn't.
A little punk came out of you.
I hadn't ate anything. My whole stomach, I don't know if nobody else heard it, but I was like, it's like it flipped. And I was hungry all of a sudden. Like, I'm hungry, like I could eat a cow. And I don't know if my lawyer heard it, I don't know if anybody, I was just like, I shrunk in the court. Like I told you on my phone call, I shrunk. And then I'm like, dang, man, I got 30 days left. And then I got to turn myself in. So I heard some keys, and I felt somebody tap my shoulder.
Yeah.
And he's like, he got his handcuffs out. I'm like, tell the judge that he said we can turn ourselves in. The lawyer, he like, yeah, you said they can turn themselves in. The judge like, yeah, this is a very serious crime. They're flight risk. Yeah, book them.
Whoa.
And then I turned around. I gave my wallet to my mama, my keys. Went in there.
I feel like you do that.
Went in there, man. And so now back to a mode that I've never even been to before. Like,
yeah.
It's one thing to be out here running around.
So what was the number they gave you?
Okay, so the judge gave it. He said, I'm gonna sentence you to 13 years. No, that was down the line. That was a month later when we went back for sentencing.
Mm-hmm.
So when we do go back for sentencing, he said 13 years. I'm gonna give you 3 years and then it's a 10 years. And then my lawyer was like, can you just give him the 12 years? And he was like, it's not gonna make a difference. 12 years. And he gave me 12 years.
It's a little difference for me.
my crime, they convicted me of the gun because they saw my gun. They didn't see his gun. He just accused him of a gun. He had his hands in his pocket. He didn't get the added 10 years.
I thought that if you do that mockery of a gun, they will charge you for a gun.
Well, they didn't. They didn't get him. I can't think of any specific law. But it may be. I don't know.
So he didn't do his own
like association or something.
No, it's like if you do like this, and then the victim say he pointed a gun at me, then
they gonna still give you the time.
Right.
Yeah, well, he
didn't. He just had his hand in his pocket.
In his pocket.
Oh, he didn't imitate.
No, no. They would.
Okay.
He didn't have it. He just was like.
Yeah.
And he tall and big, so
and black.
It was like
get that.
Yeah, black as a motherfucker. So he ended up he got the 3 years that they originally gave me, and then he got a 1 year enhancement. So he got 4 years. So we like, well, can we go to fire camp? Because everybody was telling us,
yeah.
The judge was like, yeah, I'll request you guys to go to camp. And then like, all right, I got 12 years. They ain't giving me to no damn camp. Mm-hmm. I'm going to the big boys jail.
Yeah.
Go to the county. So now I really got it. So then my crime, the police come in there and it's like, anybody want to be trustees? All y'all qualified to be trustees. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but I don't trust these. I don't know. my crime, he like, no, my cousin Monte said, if they ask you to be a trustee, to do it. I'm like, you sure? He like, yeah. So we end up going.
Yeah.
And then when we go, we like, the workers.
Yeah.
So he take us, and then I'm like, all right. So it was a little smoother. And then I was in my crime meet, and then that was when we seen it's LA County celebrities. I think I seen Chris Brown. He walked up in there, tall, skinny ass. He walked up in there. He was like, and we was trustees, so we got to see him.
Yeah.
I seen one of my fucking football idols, the safety, Darren Sharper.
Damn. Yeah, Sharper was.
And he got like a bunch of
see people cases. The opportunity prison can give you.
Damn.
No. Fuck that.
Damn.
So
I think Sharper, did he play for New Orleans?
Yep.
Yeah, he was a beast.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, that's hard.
And he worked at NFL Network. He was retired.
What was that like seeing him in there? Like,
man, I'm gonna tell you this. A staff member, a police dude, he had a Cowboys like lunch pail, and he sat it on the thing. He was. I think I remember his last name was. I can't say it. I don't think I said it, but he was a sheriff. He had a big old buff dude. He probably he looked like he used to play in the league. Mm-hmm. And he had a Cowboys lunch pail. He sat it right there. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna show his ass Cowboys. It was just like that. Ooh. But for me, personally, I walked past it and I walked past it and I seen, and I was like, and he was like he was like, he was like
on the same shit you was on when you.
But I don't know. He's a sex offender. He just, I don't know if he just got convicted or just got.
Yeah, that's right. It was because of that. Yeah.
And he had like something in California and Florida and Washington.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, I didn't know this.
He had another tag on him.
Yeah, but he was like in the thing by himself and all that, but I got to walk by it. I snuck by it. But yeah, I was like, tell me my crime, he played receiver. Mm-hmm. And as he played receiver, I played DB, so we always had these debates like Chad Johnson, like Deion Sanders or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then I was like, nigga, that's Darren Sharper. He was like, man, you acting like that's Ocho Cinco or something. But I remember that But that was my boy. It was like we worked together too up in there. We was like Craig and Daddy. Then they found out we was crimees that separated us. He went to the pen before me. He went to the pen April 1st. And I still had processing or whatever. They was processing my paperwork. So I was still in there. So when he leave, the day after he left, I wasn't a trustee no more. Like I got into it with the police. He said something to me. Like I said something to him. He like, all right, well, we're gonna take you back to the main line. I'm like, all right. So I go to the main line, but I knew the program. I was in that building. That was the building that the floor that the trustees was on. So I knew it already. Everybody was just coming in. I was just like, all right, well, they want us to do this for count time. I was telling dudes, and I was like, oh, you gonna be the rep? I'm like, I'm not no rep. Like they want me to speak for the blacks.
Yeah.
Man, they're like, well, you just not like that. Just you know. I'm like, man, I ain't never been. I'm just
right. This ain't me.
Man, all I know is one dude from a large LA hood. He was in there off drugs, and he was coming down. He was like, you could see he's, and he walked right up to me. I'm talking to one of the messing dude. He walked up to me, tried to whisper, but he was saying it loud, like, "We can go up with these niggas." And I was like, the messing dude did some type of whistle. When I say they all stood up,
right?
Oh.
What you talking about?
What is wrong with you?
And why in my ear?
Hold on. We gonna pause right there. We're gonna take this final break, man, before we come back with the last segment, man. LP the host, Jay Fifth, DJ F&J, and my man Dee Stall, man. Patio PolitiCz.
It's a long story.
Loving you to perfection. Damn, you right, you perfected. Silly of me to neglect it. That will make life so hectic. Who am I to question? His work of art they abandoned. He GPS'd you right here. You in the right direction. I'm in your midsection. Look deep within my eyes.
You trust me? Come here. I want to help you ease your anxiety if you allow me to. I think it's magical how kisses slow down time. I can make your spirit move at the pace of the earth when your lips meet mine. Life is so much better when you slow down. We're so in a rush just to go nowhere when the best place to be is right here. Making a positive out of all the negatives.
My mom passed away when I was 14, so I ended up getting like 4 other moms. And you know, I took from each one, and as I saw their characters, it taught me how to grow into a woman.
The biggest obstacle and challenge that I faced along the way is self-sabotage.
I'm constantly growing. I've made mistakes. I've made things that I've had to go back and correct. That's all part of the process.
Because of my dark skin and my thick thighs and my big booty. For a long time, I fed into what Hollywood or America said that I wasn't.
I hate people say that you're not gonna do that, you're not gonna be able to make it, you're not good enough. That inspires me.
I really follow the cats in the game that stick to code, ethic, just morals.
I like to humble myself in front of people to show them that it can be done.
What I feel that sets me aside is having God by my side, because He is the one that makes me unique, and He is the one that gives me the strength in order to make myself seem unique.
Patio PolitiCz, we back. LP the host, DJ F&J, J5TH, and my man Dee Stall. Man, from the cage to the pages. So I got one, because I don't wanna continue to expand on when you was locked down.
Right.
But so how many years did you do total?
I did 7.
Mm-hmm.
I did 6 years and 9 months in the pen, in jail, and I did an extra 10 months in a halfway house.
Damn.
So 7 years, 7 months. So I just say 7.
Ooh.
7 years, 7 months. That sound like 8.
It's almost a decade, man. And you went in so how old was you when you went?
3 months before my 20th birthday is when I was convicted. That's when it all. But I went to jail. The crime started right before my 19th birthday.
Damn.
I was 18.
Okay. So how did the whole book Phase 2 come about?
So Phase 2. Shit. The title. All right. Let me just go for the book. I was in the halfway house. I ran into this guy, Michael Bradley. This guy he came to jail. He got sent in 1976. He got sentenced to 7 years. Whatever happened, he ended up doing 44 years. Got out 2020.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they don't know nothing. There's a lot of those dudes that had their 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
In the halfway house. They didn't really know technology. They wasn't on to Wi-Fi, but their family was sending them books and not books. They were sending them computers and phones and stuff. So I was showing them this how you connect to Wi-Fi, such and such.
Yeah.
And he heard somebody told him like, oh yeah, that's the young dude that helped me. So they was just they're like, oh yeah. So by now I had already been fully converted into a more of a. I had a mission.
Yeah.
Just the way I was saying, I wanted to prove myself to be tough and get my name. Now I want to prove myself to get my name into this like respect. I want this last name to be respected forever and for good things and not just from this small section. I want the world, So anyways, I just like the way to do that is to help people, and I'm gonna help them with the smallest thing. You need those shoes tied, I got you. You need me to help you cross the street, I got you. You need me to help you connect this Wi-Fi, I got you. So I ended up helping. I had it was probably like 5 of them, and I was just helping. They called me, I just get up, whatever I'm doing. I might be going this direction. They're like, hey, youngster, I need your help. I gotta go over there. So I ended up helping him with the Wi-Fi, and then I'm like, so why you don't really talk, And he was just like, man, I did 44 years, Like I said, how long? I asked people how long you do. He said I did 44 years. He said, here, take this. He gave me a book. It was called Dirty Tears. Dirty, right? Dirt Gang. He from Harlem.
Yeah.
The original dudes. And he was like, check this out. I read the book. I'm like, man, how many books did you write? These is published. And he like, yeah, I wrote 4. I look him up. This dude wrote 4 books from the pen, sold about 40,000 copies. Like, oh, you really like
working?
But his book is so artistic. It's really like a work of art. Like the language in there is just like so strong. It's just like you gotta really be into. He's educated. So it's deep. It's deep. Mine is a little more direct. So he ended up telling me this, and I was asking him. He was just telling me things. He showed me it. Like, they offered me to do speeches, and I'm like, dang. And he was like, man, you should try this, man, because you good with speeches. You good with talking. I used to do speeches at the halfway house, and he was like, I used to host some meetings and stuff, and he was just like, you should try this, man. I was like, I'm gonna write. I'm gonna write something. He like, oh yeah, do it then. I'm like, all right. So I get to Googling, like, when people be writing books, they're like, I started joining clubs on my Facebook and stuff, joining little book clubs and stuff, writers clubs, and I was writing 1,000 words, and like I treated it like an essay in school, where I would put the thesis, and then I would break it down into the hook, the attention grabber, and then the full body, and then the paragraphs. I just did it like that, and I was just writing it, typing it in the computer. Microsoft Word. I got about 4,000 words. I'm like, man, I'm doing it. Like, it's a long essay. And then I saw him in the book. I was like, I got like 4,000 words. He's like, oh, that's about 12 pages. Like, how many pages? I'm like, and the book is way different.
Yeah.
Then they just was like, just write everything. At first I was just gonna talk about jail, because that's what people was missing from the last 7 years. Then I'm like, it ain't gonna be enough. I'm just talking about my life before jail. Then my sister, my girl Nene, my play sister, she was like, tell everything. And Mike, he was like, write everything, and then you can edit it at the end. You can just filter stuff you don't want out. You can learn your direction. I just went. 60,000 words. So now I'm like, I'm hitting up publishers, you know, and I end up, a couple of them was messing with me. I told Mike, I sent him a little part of it. He was like, man, you know, it's cool. I edited it. Then I had the publishers edit it. And it was content evaluation. They was telling me, you know, we don't like the language and you can't say, like, it's kind of like defamation or libel. I'm like, so now I know how to read the law. I know how to learn. So now I'm like, let me make sure. So now I'm going to go look at this law. So I'm like, well, this is not libel when I tell a true story, and I'm not using this to defame anybody's character.
Exactly.
Know? And so what I did was, the author, the founder of Walmart, Sam Walton. So this is the books that inspired me. This is the books that helped me with my direction. Monster Cody.
Monster Cody, hell yeah.
Blue Rage, Black Redemption by Tookie. A book, Einstein didn't write it, but somebody wrote it about Einstein. And then there was a book called My Story by Sam Walton, the guy who founded Walmart. One of the main things I took from him was, and Robert Kiyosaki did Rich Dad Poor Dad. And then the little urban books I read, I want to say. The urban books, they got good attention grabbers. So I'm like, I stole, the way I did my introduction, like, okay, I got that from the way I made it come off like it's going to be an urban book. They got good attention grabbers. Sam Walton, in his book, he tells a story. And then if you were there with me, he'd get your perspective on the story. So now you're like a co-author.
Yeah.
I did that. I had like 12 other people in there. So I'll tell a story about how I met such and such, and then they'll be like, they come in, right?
Yeah.
Bam, I give them their credit on there. I put their name and I let them go. So I did that with like a lot of the chapters. I did 12 people. And that was cool. I did so that was Sam Walton. I did it from the attention grabber from the urban books, and also the direction, the direct conversation. I didn't want it to be super like creative writing. I wanted it to be like a basic conversation. Like Robert Kiyosaki when he wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's a financial education book, but it's like
it's direct.
It's very direct. It's so simple. I wanted to be able to understand it from a 13-year-old to a 69-year-old, like whatever. And that's where I went, and I was pleased with what I got. And then I was in there, I started working on, I'm like, I'm gonna promote it. How am I gonna promote it? I was still in the halfway house. My release date was to come home. They was changing up and down. I was like, whatever. So like I said, the publisher, they really wasn't pleased with the content because I said something like when I got my little heart broke, I was like, this bitch played me. And they was like, one of the lines, I said, this bitch played me. And they was like, you don't want you calling women that. And I'm just like, it's to show you the way I was thinking. It's to show my growth, you know, and this is like, that's how I felt at the time. It's not how I feel, but I mean,
how can you?
It's not
how
even.
Can you interpret it? This girl played me,
right? And and then even my mom, I'm like, my mama, she showed more favor to me than her other sons. She used to whoop them, and like, oh, that can get your mom in jail. I'm like, and your mom can sue you for saying that I'm like, all right, so look, I'm gonna fall back on y'all. We're gonna terminate this contract. I went and I independently published it. I learned about self-publishing. I got my boy helped me. He told me how to put it on Amazon.
Hell yeah.
My boy KJ.
Tip my hat off to you for that.
Hell yeah.
He taught me how to do self-publishing. And then so when you do self-publishing, I remember reading Rich Dad Poor Dad about intellectual property and stuff. I'm like, and I'm like, I have my own actual intellectual property once I go copyright this. I'm like, dang, I got something. Now my mama can say one of my brothers is a homeowner, and I'm an author now. Now we can put titles next to our names.
Yeah.
Like, mama, you didn't do bad. Like we've been in prison and all that. Like
look at the phase 2 of y'all life though.
Right. So now the title, I'm gonna get into that. So Dee Stall Experience, right? It's an organization. I named the Dee Stall Experience because I felt like that was kind of catchy. DeAndre Stallworth. So Dee Stall. Half of my first, half of my last name. And it was kind of catchy. Every time I say something with people, they be like, hey, Dee Stall, whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna just name. The book wasn't about the Dee Stall Experience. Dee Stall Experience, when I was in prison, I came up with a concept that really derived from a memory of outdoor assembly. Nowadays, all the kids are like this.
Yeah.
They like this. They on these tablets.
Man.
And the adults as well. When we driving, we do it, you know, and it's just dangerous. But the kids is doing that, and so from 2005 to 2015, the sales from cell phones, tablets, and computers skyrocketed. And with those skyrocketing sales, so did a rise in teenage suicide. And they say that came from cyberbullying. And subscriptions to these online networks, right, which is the link to cyberbullying and the teenage suicide.
Yep.
And also the childhood obesity rose, right? It went up. And what was it? Domestic violence went up. Highest rate since the 1980s crack epidemic.
Yeah.
I'm like, so cell phones they obviously been so convenient, and tablets and this technology has helped us, but it's also like, you know, let me get back to a time where we bring people together. Like, what made us so fun? I was fit as a kid. Not naturally, I wasn't working out, but I was running around. That was
outside.
Yeah.
Hopscotch, playing tag,
Right,
or go
all of
get
that.
it. Shit.
All of it is. And I remember being in these big old apartments. I bet you none of y'all can tell me who the fastest kid on y'all block is. I bet.
Me.
Yeah, on our own block. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about right now.
Oh, no.
No.
Ain't nobody on the block.
Right, but you said when y'all was a kid.
Oh yeah, when you a kid.
Oh, yeah.
But right now,
it's not like that no more.
Man, ain't nobody playing street football or nothing.
I want the kids to get back to knowing who the fastest kid on the block is. Right?
up.
So then instead of committing suicide, instead of comparing yourself to somebody online, y'all gonna be able to go to your neighbor or whoever and just have a conversation with them, because y'all know each other, because y'all outside, y'all not here. Your best friend, you might be in California, your best friend way in Massachusetts somewhere.
Yeah.
Because it is, which is not a bad thing, because it connects the world, but also it disconnects you from your world. Like, you know?
Real spill.
So I was like, I remember the day I was sitting there, I was like, this is it. Like, I'm making an organization. I had to learn. I know how to read the law now. So I had to went in there. I started looking up. I had cell phones in jail my whole time. I used to just look it up. Jail. I'm in jail. I used to look up the law for how to file taxes and how to do everything with nonprofits and everything. I'm gonna make this a tax code 501c3. It's gonna be a charitable organization. I'm not gonna charge nobody for nothing. How we gonna do it to where people want to do it? We want to come outside, and how we gonna reel people in? We just gonna go to their neighborhood. We gonna hop out like Tommy the Clown. Not hop out like the way he do. But we gonna go to your neighborhood like him. We gonna be intimate with the community. You know, like the fair. They go to your county and they go to the fairgrounds, and you gotta go meet them. No, we going to your blocks. We going to your apartment buildings, and we going to your projects. All you gotta do is step outside, put the phone down for a few minutes. You know, we're gonna have people out there recording, and then enjoy. Get to know the people around you. So therefore, you ain't gotta be beefing. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
So we gonna get to know. We gonna enjoy ourselves, right? So I started writing it down. My boy Frank, he taught me how to. He showed me his business plan. He was he was like, this is my business plan. I read this whole thing. I started looking up business plans. I didn't write nothing yet. I started writing it down. My points. Bam. Wrote the full business model. It's in the back of the book. The original one that I wrote, it's more of a operations manual, but it's not necessarily the numbers, but it's business. It's the operations. It's in the back of the book. That's how the Dee Stall experience became the subtitle.
Got you.
So phase 2 part became, it's self-explanatory. Phase 2 is a reminder that whatever you went through before,
in phase 1,
it's phase 2. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like, it's two halves in the game: football, basketball, whatever. At halftime, I don't care if we was up by 50 or we was down by 50. They say the score is 0-0.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's part
It
like
can
we got
change.
exactly. So we gotta go and take this time and just go hard. Like my sister, Mina, right? I talk about her in the book. She had a sickness, right? That she had a common sickness. Everybody has been affected by it. And she told me, I was like, man, people didn't. I used to be like, I told her on the phone, like, man, people, I ain't gonna say people's name, but I'm like, yeah, such and such, you know, they was so big on me when they thought I was going to the league, and then they see me going to jail, and it's like, they like, forget you.
They fell off.
And she told me, well, that's because, why would they support you when they watching you do something intentionally that's putting your life on the line, and that's just killing yourself? They're not gonna support that. They would be bad people to sit there and support you, hurt yourself and hurt your family. And I was just like, it makes sense. She was like, so you got a chance? And to come back, you don't have life. And when you do, you better, all this jail talk, you better come and make and make things right. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna do that. So now I'm watching. I'm in jail. I had the phones. I'm watching TED Talks. I'm watching stuff about branding. I watched about how Amazon got its name. Amazon is the biggest online marketplace we got.
Hell yeah.
And the reason why the name Amazon came about is because Amazon is the biggest biggest rainforest we have in the world, and they want it to be as large
as Amazon.
Yeah, right. As Amazon. I know how Google got the name with the infinite O's. This is more stuff I was watching. This is all TED Talks information I got. And they was like, or you can be like Disney, you can brand your own name. I'm like, Dee Stall. And I'm like, okay, that's gonna be what I want to brand with the organization stuff. But phase 2, I was like, what's gonna be I'm gonna use jail as my attention grabber. How can I use jail to where people know that it came from jail, but the Dee Stall experience is gonna be a subtitle. I was like, and I just came like,
I hear.
I was just like, I was sitting there, and it's just like second chances, like phase 2. I got out. I was in the halfway house. I did a video. I was like, I'm gonna set the tone this time. The way Nipsey and Kobe and them had, push they point. I'm like, Kobe death really affected me. Not affected me, but it really helped me to say, be the example.
Yeah,
so as far as being the example goes, I'm like, I know I got a lot of influence over there because of that time, that run I had in my hood. I'm like, I know I got a lot of influence over there. I can tell when they talk to me. I'm like, I'm gonna take this influence I got and I'm gonna use it the right way. So this is what we gonna do. We're gonna put these suits on. I put a suit on when I was in the halfway house. I said, record me to this Mexican dude. He recorded me. Hello world, welcome to phase 2, Dee Stall experience. I hadn't posted nothing in 7 years.
Wow.
And then I waited to after the holidays to January 4th, 2020, January 3rd, 2020, and I posted that video. And I had never got so much attention before. And all it was just like, welcome to phase 2, Dee Stall experience. Shout out to my mama and such and such. And then, so it was like setting the tone. This is what you're going to see me as from now on. So throughout the year, I was like, I'm gonna raise attention. I'm gonna just always put hashtag phase 2, hashtag Dee Stall experience. The same way DJ Khaled say, we the best.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna hear it, Brandon, right? You're gonna hear it. The same way Trump got Trump Tower, Trump this, Trump steak, Trump box, whatever. It's gonna be, I'm gonna just say phase 2, Dee Stall experience. And this is before I even wrote the book. I put phase 2, and then it just like kind of clicked. Because when I was thinking about the title for the book, I had already been putting phase 2, Dee Stall experience under every post I made. And people was like supporting the transition that they saw. And then I came up with the idea to just write a little trailer for the book. We're gonna make it like a movie trailer. And I called Jasmine, and I'm like, hey, I know she acts, right? I know you acting, and do you know any actors that can play my mother? Or can you do it? Like she's young, but I'm like, she can act. That's what actors do. They get in that. Bam. She did it for me. She came. She's like, I can do it for you. I'm like, all right, cool. So I wrote the little thing. I sent it to her, and then I ended up getting out the pen, and it was just like it's a lot more. But that's what the book is for, and that's what the next phase is for. Y'all gonna see it. Just stay tuned, man.
So look, man, tell us before we close. Let everybody know how they can get in contact with you and how they can get the book. Everybody.
All right, so if you go, the book is available on Amazon. By the time this come out, it should be available on Barnes & Noble.
Okay.
Title is phase 2, subtitle is Dee Stall experience. It's spelled just exactly how it sounds, TWO. It's not the number 2. Anytime you see me, anytime you see me posting a picture, something is gonna be with the peace. And I went from throwing up gang signs to throwing up,
throwing up a peace sign.
Right. And it's really for the 2. It's the peace sign, but it's promoting, it's branding.
Phase 2.
I got a 2. It's just always gonna be something with the 2. Anyways, my Instagram is _DEE_Stall. My Facebook is Dee Stall, DEE Stall, and that's what it is, man. So.
Yeah, we got to get you back on here again, man. You gonna be down to come back? Yeah. Oh man, we're gonna sit in politics longer, man. When you come back, real talk. Everybody, Dee Stall. Everybody, let's give a round of applause to my brother, man. Come on,
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, brother. We love you and we appreciate you, and wish you the greatest and the most prayers in your journey, man. This ain't even the beginning. Fact. Believe me when I tell you.
Fact. This is crazy, man. I don't know. I'm just sitting there like. Y'all doing good. I told her y'all doing
We doing good.
Yeah.
You too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, this is the first of many, my brother. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
LP the host,
Yes,
J5TH, DJ Infant J, Dee Stall, man. Make sure y'all tap in or tap out, man. It's the Patio PolitiCz. Yes, sir.
We hope